goals, ambition. Everybody has that thing. Most people have something that they're trying to go after, that they, feel like that they have been called to, that they feel like is their purpose. One thing that I have learned is that it is a journey just to discover, because you don't just know your purpose. You have to find it. You have to discover it. And money doesn't, and success and material things don't determine or don't actually mean that, this person has found their purpose. That doesn't necessarily mean that. Sometimes those things can be deterrents from you becoming who you truly are supposed to be. There are a lot of people that are in the limelight that have everything that they could ever ask for, but they aren't fulfilled because they aren't fulfilling their purpose. It goes hand in hand. To be fulfilled, you have to be fulfilling who God created you to be. And that's the whole thing. If you don't make a conscious decision to direct your attention to more productive things and more spiritually driven content, it will never happen. You will never fulfill that purpose. And they say that the graveyard is the wealthiest place because people have died without living their dreams, without fulfilling that purpose that was placed upon them. You have to be focused on what gives you purpose, and that's the creator of all things. It's all Jesus. Trapped. I was trapped but could not identify the snares, living in a realm absent of cares, waddling in self-pity, ripped by fears and insecurities, internally, desperately needing soul surgery, serving in ministry, then leaving holy ground with uncertainty. Wasn't praying fervently or living purposefully, wasn't dying daily, the perversion was working me. Traveling with no urgency, misdirected by the currency, and right before I drowned, I asked a question. Is it me? December of 2016, I was feeling free in captivity, feeling harmony through tragedy and honor through the humility. Where is this strength coming from? This isn't me. I'm too weak. Ended up with a sweet taste in my mouth. This must be victory. John chapter 14. And our specific verse that we are focused on is verse 20, which is a very monumental verse, in my opinion. It's very catalysmic, as they say, is a catalyst verse, I think, because it sends a message, a very strong message and a very assuring message. But let's set up, let's allow you to understand what's happening right now. Jesus, they just had the Last Supper. This is immediately after the Last Supper, and Jesus is giving a discourse, so to speak, to the disciples. And it's right before he's about to be brought up to be crucified. So you can imagine the emotion and the tension that's in the room, right? And so the reason for this discourse is Jesus is affirming, but he's assuring them that he is going away to set a place for them, right? So just imagine your teacher, the person you've been walking with for about 3 years, and you have ate together, slept together, you've been under trials and tribulations together, you traveled together, and you just spent these 3 years, you probably spent every day with each other. I could just, imagine how emotional everybody is. You just ate together, because anytime food is being presented, there's a transfer of information through the food, and so, that whole moment, that whole supper, not just finding out who the betrayer was, there was so many other things that were happening all at one time in John 14:20. And the verse reads, "At that day, ye shall know that I am in my Father, and ye in me, and I in you." This is powerful. This is powerful because as he speaks to the disciples, he's speaking to me. And so I take that personal when he says that. And that is a very high level of assurance to know that anything that I'm going through, I have to remember though. I have to be intentional with my remembering that he is with me. And this is what I want to leave with. If Jesus is in the Father, we are in him, and he in us, heaven has no choice but to be released in our every action. If I continue to acknowledge that fact, that will continue to grow. He will continue to grow. I will continue to grow in the knowledge of him. I will continue to experience divine moments. That is a promise. If he said it, then it's already done. It's up to us to receive what has already been given. It's waiting on you. And remember, it's all Jesus.